Anything we could learn from this is, if the man got you going through this kind of stuff, it's time to let
the
him know.
location at the time of the dispute.
He lives a couple of streets
And
down.
he came out.
So that is unknown. Was he riding in the car with Quadajah Johnson? Was he walking down the street? Keep in mind, it's cold now, but it was not cold at the time. Were they waiting for her? I mean, there's a lot of different questions about that we don't officially have those answers to.
But somehow he hopped in the middle.
Somehow he got into the middle of it, puts Romeca Blackmon, who is a very small framed woman, in a chokehold, ends up the other mother of his child ends up shooting her, and they fist bump. My question now is, and this is the email that I sent after learning these details to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, is he going to be charged?
Let me know in the comments if you think Holly Johnson's circle, her alleged family friends, and Carlos, the man at the center of this, will ultimately help her legal defense or unintentionally hurt it. Because ever since the Chicago Police Department announced on December the 4th, 2025, that 31-year-old Holly Johnson was charged in connection with the death of 31-year-old Romeca Meeks-Blackmon, the family who support Holly have been extremely active online. They've been speaking out, sharing their perspectives, and responding to the public. But here's the question. Will all of this public commentary strengthen a potential self-defense claim, or could it create challenges her legal team wasn't expecting? And to understand why people are already debating this, let's start with how Holly's supporters reacted the moment the charge became public. When the announcement was made, a woman believed to be Holly's aunt shared a photo of Holly along with a very confident message. She wrote, "She's got an excellent legal team behind her. Holly will be just fine. This charge is simply to calm the public, nothing more. And remember, a charge is not a conviction." She then followed that up by posting Holly's mugshot with the caption, "Naturally beautiful." Now, in a follow-up post, the same woman, believed to be Holly's aunt, shared a much longer message before Holly's first appearance in court. And in that message, she made it very clear that the family wasn't blindsided by Holly being taken into custody. In part, she wrote, "Our family has been prepared for this moment since day one. The only surprise was them filing first degree, knowing that won't hold. But we've been ready to fight every charge from the beginning. We're standing together, we're focused, and we're trusting the process. You've survived too many storms to be bothered by raindrops. Trust God." Now, you may recall this is the same woman who, before Holly's charge was announced and before Holly revealed in court that she was pregnant, she made a status saying, "Holly is back by popular demand. Go subscribe." And then posted the direct link to Holly's OnlyFans account.
Nah, what everybody reposting shit for? Y'all doing that shit for clout. Y'all reposting, putting y'all 2 cents in, acting like y'all care. And the real story still ain't out. I'll go figure this shit out. Watch. You know they gotta please the media, so.
Ain't mixed up and fucked up, man. Like, it's like the long ball. Like, this shit ain't even supposed to get like this. Really, the families, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but the family, you know how your family is. They ain't supposed, like, they reacted like that. And, I ain't expect them to do that, but, you know, I don't know. I ain't expect them to react like that. I thought they'd go come over, you know, sit and talk, like, this what happened. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And it was just gonna be, damn, what we gonna do? But it just straight turned into war. Fuck you, hey. Fuck you. When we see you, it's this and that. And ain't nobody touch me.
Now, Holly's alleged aunt has also been posting photos and videos of Holly on her story, including a picture where she claimed that Holly was on vacation before Holly was arrested and charged with Romeca's death. Now, while the exact relationship hasn't been officially confirmed, she has been one of the most consistent and vocal supporters of Holly since the incident happened. But she isn't the only one speaking out. In fact, Holly's alleged best friend also went online to defend her and even shared videos of Romeca Meeks-Blackmon. But before we get into what Holly's best friend posted, I want to make sure everyone watching is familiar with the basic background of the case. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to check out my previous coverage on this case because we've been following it closely. I will link all of the previous coverage in the description. I'm also going to play a short news clip and then we're going to get into the messages that Holly's alleged best friend posted and everything the best friend had to say. So listen to
near Cermak and State. The baby's father, identified in court documents as witness 1, had just parked nearby with Johnson and their 6-month-old child in the vehicle. There was a verbal argument between the women. The baby's father tried to break it up, but then, according to prosecutors, became physical with Blackmon, putting her in a chokehold. The assistant state's attorney says Johnson then walked back to her car, got her gun, and shot Blackmon multiple times.
Now, Holly's alleged best friend changed her profile picture, and in the picture, it's presented to be a picture of her with Holly. Now, on the caption, she also put "Free Holly." Now, she had previously made a status, so I'm going to read that status first. And on the status, she wrote, "Y'all are loud and wrong about a lot still. I know it's a touchy subject because of crash outs and baby mama, baby daddy drama, but a lot of y'all just pulling stuff out of your behinds, as y'all do daily for a Facebook check and or to go viral. If you're going to speak, at least know what you are talking about or wait for the facts to come out. I've been friends with Holly since kindergarten and have spoken to Meeks as well. Men will be men and even less. However, both these ladies are not around their kids right now, which will probably never have a bond now over this man. Meeks might have fought over this man 50 million times, but she was a good mom, period. Holly never went to no school to harm that lady. As y'all can see, her car was blocked in. She wanted a family and to protect herself and her newborn, who was in the back seat at the time. Meek's son was at school and she had already dropped him off. Carlos did a lot to keep them separate for as long as he could and was a very active father for both kids, despite the mom's differences until that day. It's a lot that transpired between the three of them way before that day. Both families know that. Just let the people who are paid to seek justice do their job. That's why I'm quiet online. I am praying for those kids because they ain't deserved to not be around their parents." Now, what are your thoughts about this status? Now, if you haven't checked out my previous video, please make sure you check that out because in that video, the news reporter goes through the criminal complaint, which outlines exactly what occurred according to the police and the witnesses that were on the scene. I also have a video with the witness that came forward that I previously posted on my page. And again, I'll link it in the description. But she followed that status up with another status. And in that subsequent status, she wrote, "Holly was actively on TikTok before she even met Los. Meek started remaking everything Holly did on there because she could dance better. We know this. Laugh out loud. Even started posting baby shower TikToks and the boy 6, referring to Meek's son, saying that he was 6 years old when she reshared a video from her baby shower, as you can see here on the screen. Stuff is delusional baby mamas do to intimidate the new girl. Saying Holly was jealous when she clearly had and still have Los is insane. So according to her Holly and Los are still together. He chose her. What would she be jealous about? Y'all been comparing designer and dances when my friend been in designer and been stiffed. Nothing new. The girl went live stalking Holly from a separate device, refreshing her page. Where you at? Watching Holly like the news for the world to see. She had no shame in stalking Holly. She was furious she couldn't get to her to put hands on her, and like she did everybody else over Los. Now I'll play the video that she included here, but keep in mind that none of this information as far as who was stalking who, other than the fact that Holly had filed for a restraining order, but though that protective order was never served to Romeca, which we recently have found out. So as far as, who may have been attacking who, or excuse me, who may have been stalking who, I will also play a clip from Romeca's mom when she did an interview. And because Romeca's not here, she told what she knew about the dynamics between Romeca, Holly, and Carlos, and then I'll read the rest of the statuses that she wrote. So listen to this.
Bree and Ashley and my friend Makari. Bitch, don't nobody know them?
Exactly, and that's what's funny, because Los be like, you talk to people, I talk to people that people don't know. And that's what's funny. Though that's how I knew everything came from her, because anybody I talk to don't shit ever get out. But the one moment I talk to you, it get out, bitch. That shit came from you and you only.
I want a full investigation of the situation. I don't want Holly to be able to get away with it because she went to school to be a criminal justice lawyer. So therefore she knew how to do a paper trace.
And just to clarify, Holly is the alleged shooter, correct?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone wants to say that Romeca harassed Holly. Romeca never knew Holly. Holly introduced herself with Romeca with a phone call saying, I left a robe in Carlos' closet, from wanting to harass her. So they never had an altercation or physical altercation. It was always something that she would inbox Romeca. Romeca would respond, which anyone would respond of a situation that was going on. It was a toxic situation. Far as Carlos, he played a major part in this. I remember multiple times of her calling saying, Mama, I'm tired. I can't fight no more. I just want him to leave me alone. She had got her strength to walk away because I'm a mother and I'm a fighting mother. I've always raised my kids to, regardless of what situation, do not take the kid from their dad. But this is one situation. I wish I wouldn't have told my baby that, so she could have just really walked away.
Now, she went on to make additional comments under her status. So some of the comments she said was, the courts are going to do what they want to do, but the only reason social media is running with a narrative is because Holly people never spoke. Meek's side been making stuff up and y'all went with it. Wasn't no fist bump either. Carlos moved someone that wasn't Holly away from Romeca, who just so happened to be another Black girl with braids. It's literally on video. So what are your thoughts about this? There's this big debate going on online where some says, yes, they see it on the video where Carlos did do a fist pump with Holly. The judge also said, and you heard it in the news clip, that the police are saying that the witness reported it. So that is the facts that the prosecutor has put forth in the criminal complaint. So if you saw the video, what are your thoughts? Do you believe there was a fist pump or no? Now, she does go on to make this interesting claim, and she says that the news reporter, the one who broke down the criminal complaint and who, for a lot of people, she made the announcement that the charges had been filed against Holly. She said that she is a friend of Meek's family. She has never reported neutrally. Stop tagging me in what she says. Now, some people said from the video segment where they did on the news, where they kind of sat down and did a deep dive into the case, and I'll play a portion of it, that some of the comments leaned more towards Holly being guilty. But you know, the news reporter did say the comments were made based on the video that she saw online. Now, she goes on to say 50 phones, reason Holly had to get a new number after she had that number for years, pull up for a 1-2. So this is in regards to a video that she released, and I'm going to play it after here, but she's saying that Romeca was constantly calling Holly's phone, so much so that, according to her, Holly had to get another phone. She also goes on to say, and this is what I want you to pay attention to, and if a person never threatened to harm you, are your family who numbers you stalk to find, and baby daddy find you at your baby daddy house, block your car in, and hop out on you, while you're buckling your newborn in a car seat, then stop saying what you would have did. Stop saying what y'all would do in situations you've never been in. It's all hypothetical and pointless. It happened. So then she goes on to say, she responds to someone, and the person makes a comment and says, I just pray no one ever is put in the same situation and expect the same grace they didn't give. It's not my business to be posting, nor do people know what it feels like to visit your mom in prison all your life. I do, and I hate that for any kid. She responds to the person. She says, hello. I didn't want Carlos going to a grave, nor Carson going to a prison to see his mom, and she's pregnant again. I don't want her delivering in there. I'm praying Carlos will be able to get all the kids together, but I totally understand if not with Meek's family. It is what it is. Everyone's speaking on it till they're in a situation similar. Then the narrative moves. Laugh out loud. It's messed up no matter what for everyone. Now, of course, some people have saw these comments and said, the reality is Romeca's son will never get to see his mom again because of what transpired. And if you recall, if you've been following this case from the start, some of the previous videos, Romeca family has always said it was overkill, that Romeca did not deserve that. So the fact that she's saying that Holly's son may have to potentially go and visit Holly in a prison, Romeca's son won't even have the option to see his mom for the rest of his life. Now she goes on and she says that she does the video here. She puts a screenshot of it, the video of Romeca at the of the paternity shoot. And she says, very stocky, very jealous, I want to compare everything I did with him to what y'all are currently do. She ain't forced him to knock her up. He chose to. And someone said the internet is really upsetting with all of these speculations. So, and they go on and say some other ones. And then also, if you recall, if you've been following this case, again, these videos may not be new to you because the Carlos alleged associate, who has been very vocal online, he previously released these videos, and people have been saying that they did this to create or paint Romeca in a certain light. But she says that ain't last long. And it's the video here that she put here. Drop that baby off to block Carlos. Mercedes to confront him about Holly. Sound familiar? Man, that car was in the shop a whole year. As soon as she got it back, that pull-up game was strong. Why she ain't just leave him alone, since y'all saying Holly should have left him alone? Do it look like he was committed to her? So that's the question that she posed. Now, there's been this interesting post that has also been circulating online. And in this post, it hasn't been confirmed that Holly's grandmother actually said this, but what's going around in this post is, this is the grandmother who picked up the phone and heard a call no elder should ever have to hear. A call where Romeca said, I'm going to your granddaughter. People talk about this case like it's just another headline, but for Holly's family, that was their life, their real fear, their real nights of praying nothing would happen. And it was not just one call. There were texts, DMs, and voicemails and things were made towards Holly and even her child. Imagine carrying that weight while trying to protect a newborn and the grandmother who loves you unconditionally. None of this takes away from the tragedy of a life lost That loss is heavy. So this post has been circulating saying that Romeca was calling Holly's grandmother. Again, none of this has been confirmed by the authorities officially, such as who they believe may have been stalking who. Of course, it's publicly been going around that Holly filed this restraining order, but Romeca's family has said that the only reason why Holly did that was to create a paper trail. So when the opportunity could come to her, she was able to do what she did and get away with it. What are your thoughts about this? If you're following this case, do you believe that Holly's self-defense claim will hold up, or do you feel that Holly needs to be convicted? It's very unfortunate that Romeca's life was taken. She was 31 years old. She was currently in nursing school, trying to better herself and to provide for her son.
This is outside the school property, but she was not here. National Teachers Academy. Let's take a walk. See how far we can go before we get to where the incident allegedly took place, or actually took place. Because y'all keep saying she on school grounds, and I'm like, well, obviously, you don't live in Chicago, so you wouldn't know, so let me take you on a little field trip. And it wasn't snowing, by the way. Here we go at the intersection of Cermak and State. I had to do the recording again because y'all saw what happened. Cermak and State, we're at the intersection right now. That's the school right there. That's Romeca and Carlos's son's school, National Teachers Academy, 55 West Cermak. Y'all swear up and down she was on school property. She's coming, or she was being driven by Carlos from here, right? And she parked over here, right? She parked over here. This is not on school property. I don't know why y'all keep saying school property. This is not on school property. It's clearly not on school. The school is over there. It's not on school property. A 4-lane roadway. So look at what you got to do to be able to get even over here. Look at where you got to be, right? 4-lane roadway. You see how this car is coming over here? You come right over here, and then you got to make that U-turn, 2 lanes of traffic, just to pull up. Just to pull up. This is the area where it occurred. Just to pull up. When you could have just kept on going. You didn't even have to come over here. You didn't even have to. You decided you wanted to pull up. And when you pull up, you got to be ready for whatever come with it. And it's like, I get it, right? All that S talking online and by text message. I finally see you. Say they on the block, time to slide. What up? Well, here we are, you know? So, and that's 30 West Cermak. So 20 West Cermak would have to be in this general vicinity over here, because that's 30 West Cermak over there. So this is where it occurred. This is where it occurred. And as you can see, the school is over there. So there's nowhere near school property. You got to go to the end of the block and then cross the street to be on school property.
If you've been following this case, you may have noticed that Romeca's account, one of her social media accounts, because she did have multiple social media accounts, it appears to be gone or deactivated. A lot of people are speculating about who potentially deactivated her account, assuming that someone took her phone from the scene that day. But it hasn't been confirmed exactly what happened to her account, but it's currently not there. If you haven't checked out the previous videos where I went through some of the social media status, again, I'll link it. One of the status that she reshared, it said, "The best feeling is knowing your baby has a great father for life." And on August the 15th, 2022, of course, this was was before this tragedy occurred. She said, one thing I can't ever say he ain't. She also made a status September the 9th, 2022, where she said, this man really mad I pulled a him on him. Now he acting like he can't breathe and so hurt. Nah, man up and take that stuff to the chest like I did for these past years. And many, of course, are speculating that it was towards Carlos, the father of her child, because they were in at least a 10-year relationship on and off from what has been reported. Also, Romeca's family or someone has released these messages from Romeca's account, which were statuses that had went around, but they were private, but they were released to the public. Now, one of said, I got this girl blocked on every social media. She's still finding a way to lurk. But tell people that I stalk her. I barely got time to do the stuff I need to do, but here you are calling this man about my post. Of course, people assumed that this was about Holly and that Holly had called Carlos about Romeca's post. So this is directly in regards to the claims that Romeca was stalking Holly, because by this post, it appears that Romeca was saying that Holly was stalking her. Now, there's another status that says, how long does it take? And this was done on August the 28th. And it says, August the 20th, excuse me. It says, how long does it take a baby daddy to get over his first baby mama? Want to know for myself, because this man has got to get off of me and be a dad. I'm tired of getting popped up on at my job and school, ready to get people ready to fight over females that you clearly don't want. I only argue with you about your son, and I am messing with other people. So in this status, she is saying that she no longer wanted to be with Carlos. And this was shortly before her life was tragically taken. So again, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know down in the comments.
See, now, but we been calling they ass for hours, G. They study want to text, bro. Look, she texting. I just called her. She ain't answering, but she texting.
Look, we got 50 phones around this bitch.
We got 50 phones around this bitch trying to get in touch with y'all. Y'all cool, man. Stop playing. Shirley, I just called you twice. Y'all study texting. Meet at a mutual ground. Y'all study trying to have somebody pull up right there now. It's all Magna Park. It's Morgan. It's all type of shit. Y'all study want to be back y'all people shit now. We ain't dumb, y'all police ass bitches. Come on. I'm hot, G. Let me just give you your little one too. Damn.
Man, who is trying to go live with me, man? Who was that? Man, this shit crazy. I ain't worried, but this shit is wild. Seem like this shit against me, they ass wild.
You wanna have somebody?
I don't know who that is trying to go. How you know? I don't even know how to do this shit. I don't know.
You so fucking. It's a fake page.
Yeah.
You next. So one of the dukes. Taking out the dukes.
They just love talking shit.
Is that the mom?
I don't know none of these motherfuckers.
Hey. How much your mixtape for the come out, man? So he has rap.
I got a mixtape coming out. Hey, look. Hey, y'all alright? I can't believe y'all running with this shit, though. The truth still ain't out, and we motherfucker had one court appearance. That shit is crazy. motherfucking savings, man. I had to get that shit up to the lawyer. That's fucking crazy for no reason, man. All this personal training I did to make this money, now I gotta spend it. Fuck everybody, man. Shit crazy. This shit is crazy, man.
Somebody, is you going live, basically for clout?
Nah, what everybody reposting shit for? Y'all doing that shit for clout. Y'all reposting, putting y'all 2 cents in, acting like y'all care. And the real story still ain't out. I'll go figure this shit out. Why? You know they gotta please the media, so. I've been doing this forever. I go to the gym, post my videos, go about my motherfucking business.
I need some weed, my nigga.
Somebody say I'm cockeyed. I'm tired.
Why didn't she say my name, whole ass?
Somebody probably want to cuss me out. I'm about to ask her, who the fuck is this? I know, hold on.
Yeah, start adding the hoes you hate, bro. Pull them up.
I don't even know how to add people. It's my first time doing this. Man, somebody done hit my cash app or something? It's a little plus right here, but I don't know how this shit works. I'm a good dude though. Motherfuckers been cussing me out ever since this shit happened for no reason. You know, some people want motherfuckers to hit the ground and something to happen to a motherfucker so they can start talking shit. Allow viewers to request to join. Oh no. Oh, here it go. Who is this? But 10 followers. Who the fuck is this?
That's what I need to see you in person. She try to look exactly the same.
10 requests.
She came to me. That's what I'm see what I'm saying, the same thing. That's what I called the real? Yeah, this house? Yeah. Either. Fuck first hood. I'm gonna be honest, it's terrible. Oh, I know it is. It's terrible. I know it is. I'm gonna tell her like, man, this living out the store.
Hey, who is this? Yo. I don't know how to work this shit.
You trying to pull them up?
Hey, I try to pull somebody up. It ain't work.
Let me show you how to do it.
Yeah.
Turn the camera on real quick, huh?
Oh no, somebody on there. Who is that? Can you hear me? You got something to say to me? Yo, you about to talk some shit to me? I don't want to hear no more lies, homie. What's up, though? I can't really hear you.
I said, nah, we not about to talk no junk. We just want to hear the truth.
It's coming out, but that shit they said today, no.
So it's like a legal situation where you can't talk about it and tell your side legally.
I don't know. It's just shit. It's just, you know, they going with social media. You know how that is.
Mm,
It's sad, you know. I'm trying to get my kids back.
right?
Yeah, this shit crazy.
Turn the light on. Why he in the back ad-libbing? He want to see me?
Yeah, he said he want to see how you look.
Oh, okay. That's not important right now, though.
It's important, Mom.
No, what's important is the truth. The truth. That's what's important. We just want to know the truth. That's all.
He said you might be the truth.
And he definitely right about that. But that's not what we talking about right now.
No, I ain't. It's just a lot of lying going on. I ain't getting into details though, but
Right, and that's fair. Like, you don't want to get into detail, but I mean,
she did show her face.
yo, you see I'm on this live right now. You'll be so mad right now.
That's one of.
Because I really want to know the truth too, and I'm asking the truth. Like, the people, I just want to know the truth, and you feel like everybody lying on you, but only you know the
Oh,
truth.
no,
So
for a fact, yeah, for sure.
right, so only you can tell your truth. You know.
Right. Yeah, I'll go see you.
No, they talking shit to me too.
But
That's funny. I'm
right,
trying to be nice and ask this man and tell us the truth.
thanks for not calling me out my name, cussing me out.
No, that's not gonna get us anywhere. Like, we're not gonna get any further by being rude and disrespectful. Like, just everybody just want to know the truth, genuinely the truth. But that's it. If you can't talk about it, I guess we just not gonna hear about it.
A lot of people know who I am. They know for a fact that shit ain't true. That's all you need to know.
All right, that's fair. Okay.
Ask about me.
Nah. I don't need to ask. I just thought you were gonna like express and just go into detail, but I see you probably, and that's cool too. We just wanted to know the truth to hear your side. I just wanted to hear what you was gonna say.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Mom, I want to holler at you.
I don't. How you change? I don't even know how to get this shit out of there, man. I'll remove that. Man, y'all people so nosy and y'all disrespectful to the motherfucker too. Y'all going crazy like in my DMs and shit.
Nah, I know she's trying to fuck. Come on, baby, show that face.
Man, they going fucking nuts.
No, somebody gonna do that.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Hello. That's yeah, I can. Alright, yeah, I can. Alright. Okay, alright. I'm gonna get back on here in a little while, y'all. Get back on this bitch in a little while.
Cold at the time. Were they waiting for her? I mean, there's a lot of different questions about that we don't officially have those answers to.
But somehow he hopped in the middle.
Somehow he got into the middle of it, puts Romeca Blackmon, who is a very small framed woman, in a chokehold, ends up the other mother of his child ends up shooting her, and they fist bump. My question now is, and this is the email that I sent after learning these details to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, is he going to be charged?
Well, that was going to be my next question.
Is he an accessory? Is is he an accomplice in all of this? Because just based on the details you hear in court, it would make you ask the question, well, where's this guy at?
Right.
Is he going to, is there now you have to look at the totality of the case. Is there now an agreement that he's now going to be the key witness to testify against Quadajah Johnson? That's all, up in the air, but definitely worth a lot of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how he ended up there at that time. If he had her in a chokehold, was he holding her for something that happened to her? Or will his excuse be, I was trying to break them up and it just looked like that?
Right.
Or, you don't
know how that'll play out.
You don't.
I do want to go back to something, because this idea of this order of protection has come up, and during the course of reporting here at 532 and around the country, the questions of an order of protection come up. And people are like, that's just literally a sheet of paper. And in this case, when I spoke to the family of Romeca Blackmon, they were under the impression that that order of protection that was filed by Quadajah Johnson was essentially a play, like preparing for what could come next, preparing for the fact that she had threatened her before and kind of creating this paper trail to make her look like she would be, redeemed in a case of if she did pull the trigger, because she is a concealed carry holder. She has a license to carry a weapon. So that's the family's position on this. I think it's going to be really interesting. The next hearing is December 23rd, I believe this is the date. It's going to be really interesting to hear as more details come out in this
And
case.
is she arguing self-defense?
I don't remember what her argument was officially, but it had been self-defense. So today, I don't know if she entered an official, this is, I'm innocent. I didn't hear that, but she has argued up until this point, because though I never interviewed her, I never interviewed her. I want to make that very clear. I did hear from a relative of Quadajah Johnson, and I gave that relative, I said, listen, this is a platform that believes in fair and being balanced, right? So if Quadajah Johnson feels like, because her name had been run through the mud on social media prior to us ever getting to this point, and she felt like that was wrong. She felt like, why is my name being brought into this and I haven't been charged, et cetera. And I told the family member, well, listen, we never mentioned her name. That's social media sleuths, and they have the right to go on social media
and we have
and
nothing to do with that.
And we had nothing to do with that. And I said, we leave this platform open for her to speak. I know at one point she had hired a lawyer, and that the lawyer had told her, do not say anything, let this play out. And so during that communication with the family member, it was very clear to me that she felt like this was self-defense, and that she also felt like she was getting a bad rep, in the social media streets, and that she felt like she was the person that had been threatened by Romeca Blackmon.
So her story
it sounds like it's going to be, she was fighting me.
Yeah, that she hopped out, I was going on about my way. She hops out, comes at me. I am a concealed carry holder, and I had the right to, protect my life.
But here's the question, and this is, the debate that has existed since this has happened. I'm a concealed carry holder. If someone starts hitting me and we're about the same size, because they're about the same size. They're both pretty petite individuals. At what point is it okay and lawfully, speaking about the law, not what we fabricate in our minds, not what we think, at what point legally is it okay for me to then go grab my gun and shoot you off of a fight?
Yeah, and I guess if you're, and maybe we don't have the exact point at which
around the country, the questions of an order of protection come up, and people are like, that's just literally a sheet of paper. And in this case, when I spoke to the family of Romeca Blackmon, they were under the impression that that order of protection that was filed by Quadajah Johnson was essentially a play, like preparing for what could come next, preparing for the fact that she had threatened her before, and kind of creating this paper trail to make her look like she would be, redeemed in a case of if she did pull the trigger, because she is a concealed carry holder. She has a license to carry a weapon. So that's the family's position on this. I think it's going to be really interesting. The next hearing is December 23rd, I believe this is the date. It's going to be really interesting to hear as more details come out in this
And
case.
is she arguing self-defense?
I don't remember what her argument was officially, but it had been self-defense. So today, I don't know if she entered an official, this is, I'm innocent. I didn't hear that, but she has argued up until this point, because though I never interviewed her, I never interviewed her. I want to make that very clear. I did hear from a relative of Quadajah Johnson, and I gave that relative, I said, listen, this is a platform that believes in fair and being balanced, right? So if Quadajah Johnson feels like, because her name had been run through the mud on social media prior to us ever getting to this point. And she felt like that was wrong. She felt like, you know, why is my name being brought into this and I haven't been charged, et cetera. And I told the family member, well, listen, we never mentioned her name. That's social media sleuths. And they have the right to go on social media.
And we have nothing to do with that.
And we had nothing to do with that. And I said, you know, we leave this platform open for her to speak. I know at one point she had hired a lawyer and that the lawyer had told her, do not say anything, let this play out. And so during that communication with the family member, it was very clear to me that she felt like this was self-defense and that she also felt like she was getting a bad rep, you know, in the social media streets, and that she felt like she was the person that had been threatened by Romeca Blackmon.
So her story could...
It sounds like it's going to be, she was fighting me.
Yeah, that she hopped out, you know, that I was going on about my way. She hops out, comes at me. I am a concealed carry holder, and I had the right to, you know, protect my life.
But here's the question, and this is, you know, the debate that has existed since this has happened. I'm a concealed carry holder. If someone starts hitting me and we're about the same size, you know, because they're about the same size. They're both pretty petite individuals. At what point is it okay and lawfully, speaking about the law, not what we fabricate in our minds, not what we think, at what point legally is it okay for me to then go grab my gun and shoot you off of a fight?
Yeah, and I guess if you're, and maybe we don't have...
I doubt Romeca was an angel either. None of us are angels, quite frankly. We all do things that we shouldn't do, and we wouldn't want everybody to know our dirty laundry because we would all look bad to some extent, unless you're a saint, and even saints are not perfect. I know that's hard to believe. But yeah, I think the issue is whether or not what happened, whether or not what Holly did was justified. Was it self-defense or was it premeditated murder? I think, you know, we're going to have to see what the facts say, what the sources of evidence, you know, what we get in terms of electronic data, whether or not there are videos, whether or not the witnesses are reliable, you know, whether or not there's been, you know, when she was interrogated by the police, were there any confessions or anything? I don't think there are. We would have heard about them by now, and those can get excluded sometimes. But, you know, what actually goes in front of the jury may be very different than what we hear about in the public. And, you know, the police get things wrong all the time, or the press gets things wrong all the time. They butcher cases. It's always amusing to me to hear them describe, you know, what's going on in court and everything, because they screw it up a lot of the time. So we'll just have to see what happens. I think there's so much we don't know. A lot of it is speculation, and you know how this self-defense defense will come across. Is it plausible? Is it viable? I just don't know, because I just only hear what people are saying based on second and third hand accounts, and that's not necessarily, well, actually it's far from reliable. So we'll just have to see what happens. Obviously the whole thing was sad. Anytime somebody's murdered, it's I wouldn't say anytime, most of the time, it's sad. So this is unfortunate, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
I would never be begging a nigga to be with me after he got a baby on the way. I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that. I would never be telling random people that my baby daddy burnt me. I would never tell nobody no shit like that. I would never tell random people that my baby daddy cheated on me, our whole relationship, my whole